to how can my website reach more future Iowa State students? Today we're going to go over a little deeper into the future Iowa State persona, and then I'm going to give you just a really brief overview of search engine optimization and how that can help you get more future Iowa State students to your website. So, beginning with a new asset that the team got last week. The Iowa State theme team released the latest web style and story guide. And so after the presentation, you can get a link to this and you can dive in a little deeper if you're interested. But the generous thing about it is that they kind of peeled apart the future student persona and gave us, as web editors, some details about what this audience is looking for. So I pulled out some of the relevant things for this topic. Beginning with the prospective student persona. So the theme team says that prospective students need to feel what it's like to attend Iowa State. They respond well to Iowa State's humanistic approach to science, arts, and technology education, as well as learning communities and faculty peer support. They should feel included and welcomed by the user experience of exploring the Iowa State website in a manner similar to the inclusion in the university itself. Okay, so there's a lot of words there, and I bolded the important ones, but we're going to go back to our overall site purpose and fill in the blanks with the persona they gave us. So our content should show future students what it's like to attend Iowa State and help them feel included, welcome, and supported so that they can determine if ISU is the right fit for them. Okay, so we see how that works now, like in real time. And as we're editing our content, we always want to be thinking about this purpose statement. The theme guide also gave us a couple more audiences that you can dive deeper into, including families of these prospective students. So the gist of that is that they want an easy to navigate website with easy to find relevant information using plain language, clear instruction, and scannable layouts. And then they should feel confident in their ability to navigate your website. And then we've got this tertiary audience of pretty much anyone else that might be visiting your site, prospective graduate and professional students, current students at the university, faculty, staff, employee recruiting, alumni, media vendors. And these people need a clear path to the information on your site that's for them. And then they respond well to a sense of community, and they should feel urged to participate in activities taking place in the Iowa State community. There's one other thing I pulled from the style guide that I wanted to point out to you guys because I think it's helpful to keep in mind as you're creating content. If you feel like maybe your site isn't very well suited for prospective students, this is something kind of to reassure you. So while Iowa State websites serve an entire universe of information to a wide array of audiences, its primary nearly singular purpose is as a tool for student recruitment. Even content that's clearly intended for other audiences, such as media requests or faculty position listings, should be viewed through the lens of student recruitment. And so doing this and keeping this consistent language will give you a consistent tone and a sense of purpose across all of your web properties. So just keep that in mind as you're writing your news releases and your job postings, that if a potential student were to stumble upon it, we still want them to feel welcome, included, and like ISU could be a good fit for them just through reading your language. Okay, so that's a little bit deeper into the prospective student's persona. And now we're going to talk about how search engine optimization, or SEO, can get more of these prospective students to your website. So SEO is about being found in this. The first thing to understand for SEO is how search works. So there are billions of sites on the internet, and each time a user triggers a search, Google crawls the billions of pages and creates a ranking to return to the searcher for what they feel is going to give them the best results. This ranking is determined through an ever-changing proprietary algorithm that we don't know all the details to. It's updated something like 4,500 times a year, and so we know that we always need to be updating our content and it's never finished. But there are three things we know we can improve on our websites to make Google give us a better ranking, give us a second look. And that's accessibility, content quality, and user experience. So now I'm going to kind of go into quick things you can do to optimize your site for these three things and make Google want to rank you higher. So what do I mean by ranking higher? Sorry about this blurry image, but if someone were to search college majors, you'll see right away at the top, Google serves an ad, and it's designated with this little ad tag. And this is indicating that the company paid to be placed at the top, and that is a short-term solution to increasing your ranking. Underneath the ad listing, you can see what are known as organic results. And these are the results that Google designated as the top results for the searcher based on their algorithm. So SEO is about improving your ranking in the organic listing for a long-term solution to being found. So future Iowa State students, we've got type A. They have known they wanted to go to Iowa State since the day they were born. They're going to go directly to iowastate.edu and schedule their visit. Don't need to worry about them. But we've got the type B students who aren't really sure what their next step's going to be, where the best fit for them is, who has the best program. And so what are they going to do? They're going to take to the web and do some research. So the question becomes, is your website content optimized for the search? And good SEO will bring more traffic to your website. But great SEO is about getting the right people to your website at the right time. That means prospective future students getting to your website at a time when they're trying to make these hard decisions. Um, okay, and so then back to the three things that we can improve. The first is accessibility. And so website accessibility is the practice of ensuring there are no barriers preventing users from accessing or interacting with your site. Anne is always preaching accessibility as she's giving her content tours and explaining why it's important to use things like headings, and it falls into this SEO category as well. So how can we do this? We're improving how search engines crawl your website, and the quick fix is to check out your Site Improve report. If you don't know what I'm talking about, send me an email, but we have Site Improve set up on our websites, and it crawls your websites for things like broken links, misspellings, bad page speed, things like that. And so we want to make sure that we're optimizing our image sizes so that the pages load quickly, so Google can scan them quickly. We're using accurate and appealing headers. One thing to think about is the keywords as the users are searching, like best major for me, and then having major in your header, that kind of tells Google that you might be a good fit for that search. So think things like that through very thoroughly. And then the useful copy, which we can kind of get into in the next one, which is improving our content to qualify for Google's algorithm. So Google looks for relevancy, quality, and authority in your content. And to break that down a little bit, relevancy is that keyword matching thing I just mentioned, that the content on your site is relevant to their exact search. Quality is that the content gives useful answers to searchers. There's no typos, broken links, or misinformation. So the more of those you have, the lower Google puts you as a resource. And then authority. Are other sites linking to your website and considering it useful enough to share? Google looks at how many people are linking to your site, how many sites you're linking to, and that all helps with your authority score. The quick fix for this is keyword research. As I mentioned, we want to know what future students are searching, and then you want to make sure that your website has content that answers those searches. We're going to go a little bit deeper into keyword research in a future presentation, but Google has a free tool you can use. Just Google keyword researcher tool and you'll get access to a whole trove of information. So, lastly, we want to improve user experience so that the potential customers trust and value your site. User experience is curating a website that is useful and easy to navigate for your audience. Give them the best experience while interacting with your brand so that they understand the value you can provide them. How do we do this? How do we know what they're looking for? That is through this audience research. We do audience research, competitive analysis, live testing from analytic-based strategy. We're always trying to change and improve our site, and the more traffic we see, the better we're doing, and the more conversions we see, the better SEO we have. So the quick fix for this is to make sure your content is short and digestible. Nobody wants to read a book on the internet. Have relevant videos and images for the people viewing your pages. Give them a call to action so that they know where their next steps should be. If they still haven't converted, we're going to follow that with proof of your value, and then another call to action after the proof. Um, so to go over all that one more time, the 3 quick fixes to improve your SEO ranking are always making sure that you are checking your site improve reports to improve your site's accessibility, always auditing our content so that we are providing quality information to our searchers, and making sure our user experience is great and easy to navigate. The next webinar will be on pages versus PDFs, and it's also an open office hours. So Anne will give a quick, maybe 5-minute presentation on pages versus PDFs on your website, and then we're just going to kind of open the floor to you guys. If you have questions about your website, it can be super specific or it can be broad. Maybe it's something you want us to do a presentation on. We're just here to listen and try to help you guys. So hopefully you can join us next time, and please email us if you have any questions. Have a good day.